So hello there, good people on YouTube. Gavi here again. Today with what I hope will be a short repair video of this guitar. This guitar belongs to a friend of mine and it's very dear to him, even though it's not an all solid hand-built world-class instrument. But still, it's a solid guitar and he wants it to work again. The problem with this guitar was that he had string buzz, very, very low action, and a rattling going on in it. And I said I would have a look at the guitar and find out what the problem is, and I will show you in a moment, and I will tell you how I try, or how I will try to fix this issue. Hopefully not having to do too much work with it, because my initial idea for fixing it, as you can see in a moment, was taking off the back, but I don't feel very much like this these days because I've built quite a number of guitars and I think I need a break from that for a while. And I'm on holiday, so I want to enjoy my holiday for a moment. So let's have a look at the guitar and then I'll show you what's wrong with it. So I got you really close so that you can see, or rather hear, what the problem is. When he told me he had rattling, I suspected that some of the bracings on the top might have come loose. And as a matter of fact, if I take this razor blade here, I can easily slip it under the X brace all the way from the edge to the bracing that comes in here, and it also has come loose on this side. Maybe I can show you some of it by filming through this nice hole we've got here. Tilt it until you can see inside. Here you can see it. So you see it has come off here, and I even put in some more wood under it to see how big the gap is. So the task would be to somehow get inside the guitar to apply the glue. But that means I will have to find a way to get in between the top and the brace to get the glue in the right place and then to clamp it. The plan that I have for this is my first plan. If this doesn't work, I most likely will have to take off the back in order to access these these braces. And it has come loose here also, and I could easily put in this razor blade in between. So I think I'll start with this one because this is more easily accessible and might be able to get some glue in there and use a clamp for that. For the other parts, I'm planning on doing the same, putting in some glue, hopefully through this these two side holes here. And then I will clamp it as far as my longer clamps go, and here I will simply make some kind of pieces of wood that I can kind of jam in there so that they will press up the bracing against the top so that I don't have to take off the back. Let's see how that works. Might be good, maybe I can use this from the other side. To pry it open so that I can, that seems promising. Question is how to get both my hands in, or how to apply the glue. Okay, let's put it in and see. Okay, that seems to be working. I can lift it up a bit this way with the one hand, and now I just need to somehow get get in with the other. Ah, okay. We can't say anything like this. This is not the best way, but maybe I can I'll pry it open without my hand on the inside, namely by using a bit of wood instead of my finger. Fill it in to lever the razor blade up. It'll work. No, it didn't. Oh no. So one more time. Oh, no, it does work. So, that doesn't look too bad. So, let me try to show you what's going on the inside. First we need some light here. Is that good enough? I think that's good enough. And I'm coming over. Very professional how I do this. So, if we zoom in a little, you see that I was able to pry it open so that I could fill in some glue, at least to the right side of the sound hole bracing. Let's see if it works with the left side of that. But still, now I've got room for one hand to go in and to try to put as much glue as I can. No. Under it, and that's what I'll try now. Maybe it also works with the brush and you can get it in, can I? Okay. Oh, folks, I see another problem when I look inside the guitar, something that I haven't seen before. So here you can see that the X brace has not only come loose, but it's broken at the joint. So that's not a good thing, obviously, and I wonder if it isn't better to just take off the backs to have free access for repairing these braces. So I will see what I can do about it. So good people, I don't think that there is an efficient way of fixing the braces just inside the guitar, because as you hopefully have seen in the video footage, the cross braces, sorry, the X brace has not only come loose, but it's also broken at the joint where we have the X, which is the area where we have the most stability normally in the guitar, and that would mean big trouble trying to fix it by wiggling some glue inside, because we really need stability in there. So I think that means I will have to take off the back of the guitar after all to get free access to whatever is going on there. Maybe I will find some other things that are issues with this guitar. So I had hoped for this to not happen, but now it will happen. So this is my first time taking off the back of a guitar in this way, so that I have to reattach it afterwards. And let's see how I go about it and how it goes. I have already informed the owner of the guitar that I might completely break it with the attempt of fixing it, and he knows that, and I've built him a guitar in the meantime. So he's got one of mine. So yeah, it's a good experiment, I think. Let's see how we go about it. So I'm trying to make fine cuts with a binding and body meat, so that hopefully in the end we can take off the binding without the finish cracking too much or chipping, so that I have an okay, at least, binding channel for putting back on the binding or fresh binding. That depends on how well it comes off and if I can use it again later. So the binding is coming off quite nicely. I think this has to do that with these China factory produced guitars, they always glue a plastic binding with wood glue. At least it seems to be that way, and I'm always wondering why they do that. But no, I'm thankful for it because this works really well. Ta-da, first half. Ta-da. So, not too bad. So we can see that we have got this laminated back here, but I can't see where they tucked in the bracings in the curving because they didn't do it all the way through, which is the normal way to do. I go all the way through because I don't mind, because the binding will cover that anyway. So I will have to find a way now of getting in between this laminate and the curving in order to get the back off, and I will use some steam helping me with this, or heat in any way. My trusted heat gun that I normally use just to heat up my spatula in order to get in between the glue joints and the good old iron. So I will try different things here, most likely start with a heat gun, and once I have a bit of a gap here, then I might use the steamer in order to see how that will work. I don't know how it will work, we will see it soon. So let's get started with that. That's nice. Okay, seems to be working well, this method. So let's continue that path. Ta-da! So let's have a look at all that. So you can see here is some of my work. I'm trying to save these pieces so that I can can glue them back on again here to make for a nicer look that it would be without it. But apart from that, we're inside the guitar now. You could see how I pry that open. Here's a piece of the So let's go closer, and then I can show you hopefully what we have here. So this is the bracing that has come loose completely. And one of the reasons might be that this brace, as you can see, is not really tucked. Let's zoom in. That you can see it better. It's not really tucked really under the curving here, and that, or just about, it just slipping out of it. And that, of course, means a lack of stability. And it has come loose all the way. Let's see how far I can go down here, here, here. So you see, it is loose at least until this point. So it's barely holding together here. And on the other end of the brace, it's also loose, which I can easily show you by wiggling in this razor blade under the gap or into the gap. And the same goes for the other side here. I can get in from the other side somewhere here. So this goes beyond this bracing. So I will have to fix that. But the major issue here, the major stability issue here is the following. If you take a look at this brace, zoomy, you can see clearly that it is broken. And due to the fact that we have some glue squeezing out here, I can definitely tell that somebody tried to fix this issue beforehand. I don't know whether this was in the factory already, but I would rather not like to believe that. Or somebody tried to glue it together but couldn't reach the gap really, so that the glue is most likely sitting next to the gap than rather in the gap. So in order to fix these issues, I will have to glue the bracings back on. I will somehow have to make sure that this bracing is tucked in by most likely making an extension here, or add some material, something like another brace going on this brace and then under the top of the guitar, so that it's tucked in nicely. And I will check all the other braces whether anything has come loose. To me it seems like with this guitar that and this might be one of the reasons why the top came off so nicely, the back came off so nicely, is that they didn't use a lot of glue in the first place for doing that. What is that? You see something new all the time. So you see here that they, I don't know what they did, why they did that here. Did they have a crack in the beginning? Did you try to fix something? So this looks a bit weird to me, the whole architecture of this. I like chord, and one of my first better guitars was from that. I think it was an Earth 700 with a solid top and a solid back. But looking at this doesn't make me too happy. I mean, we've got plywood all over except for the bracings. And then these things that look like, I don't know what they look like, because usually you don't have that here. Anyways, I will fix it, or try to fix it for my friend, and then try to put the back on again. So let's see how this works. Maybe I can already work now. I don't do that. So let's get started with that. Oh, they tucked them in at least. That's good. Yeah. Cross brace too. So okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And this goes all the way to here. So no wonder this guitar had issues with the action. and other things. What is this now? Where are we on the start? So let's get started. First I try to fix this one, then I put on some reinforcement here, and then we'll see how to go about the rest. And this will be glued in here so that it doesn't flop around in my way. So like that. Okay. Okay, glue, glue, glue. So I'm trying to get in some sandpaper to clear it. So first of all, I'm trying to kind of clear the slot from the old glue a bit, in case any got in the first place. And then I will re-glue it, clamp it together, and put a reinforcement strip of wood on top of that. So that's the first thing we do. Let's get some glue, and I'll do the same here for the cross brace. This also come off, man, oh man, oh man. So yeah, I'm not left-handed, so that's a bit there. Okay, now getting closer. Okay. Now let this sit for a while and then come back. I've glued this back in, hopefully repaired the crack here and glued the bracing back on here. I've got to clean this out a bit, and I put on this reinforcement piece of wood. Now I'm going to glue this in and I will fix this loose bracing. Maybe I'll start with this one and then keep the bracing for last. So let's get started. So for the back I also managed to get most of the pieces back in, and we'll do some sanding now, as I've already started here, and fill in the holes with some wood paste most likely, in order to get an even surface for gluing it back on again later. So now I'm getting the rim ready. Okay, seems to slide in nicely. Okay. Might clear those out a bit. Oh, glasses, glasses, glasses. Oh, okay, let's see. So let's see how it fits. So that's great. But before I put on the back, I'll make use of the opportunity to put in the electronics and the wiring for that. If only I could remember where I put it, over there. So, for those of you who might be wondering why I'm not using tight bond for this, I mean, if you have to reopen it, then this one, this regular wood glue, is easier to be removed. Okay. So after having repaired the guitar, I'm not leaving him with a plastic nut and saddle. So I will replace that with bone, so that he gets more out of his guitar. So let's do that now. So I'm holding it in place a bit with the strings. So here we are with the finished guitar. I replaced the binding with some wooden Wenge, which is not exactly the same like the plastic he had here, and it is a bit wider, but anyways, that's the price he has to pay for me taking off the back and not wanting to order plastic binding for that. I put a lot of effort in it to fix it, so I made a new nut and saddle so that he can enjoy this guitar, which plays well. There's no more rattling inside, so I hope he's happy with it. That's the least he can do for a free repair. And you can make me happy by enjoying life, staying healthy, and never forgetting to be a good person. See you next time around. Bye.